Hey all, this Xenoxis. This is Xenoxis show for the 4th of August 2025. This is going to be part 3. Yeah, part 3. Let's just kill the tomatoes because we don't have a combo with those other enemies anyway, so you know. But maybe we should go to that other certain cavern before first. Now the question is though, is the elemental here the same level or is it a lower level elemental? Because if I do remember correctly, the elementals are different depending on the zone and stuff like that. Boss is now level 22. Yeah, Boss is always a more tanky character, of course, obviously. So yeah, and it's pretty funny that this factory style area kind of reminds me of that place in Final Fantasy VIII and stuff that, you know. It's pretty interesting. Okay. We can get this. Ooh, an ancient sword, that's nice. It's a free ancient sword. Because obviously, right, that's why getting some of these are like very, very powerful because of course finding like free equipment and stuff like that, like especially like when you're in ladder zones, if all of a sudden you get a gear piece and you know that this gear piece cost like 5,000 or something like that, you know, and then you can just get it for free, that's a really big deal, you know. I think I'd say, oh, but at that point the loot from enemies are a lot better, which is sure, but then it might also be harder to do long combos with them, you know. This enemy is attacking right up of enemy, yes. And I don't know if the treasures also changes depending on your level. So if you're for example high enough level, then eventually, you know, if that actually starts changing what can drop. Yeah, let's just kill these tomatoes then, because I'm not going to kill. I'm not going to care about the thing. I'm going to care about trying to get the treasures that we missed before. That we probably won't be able to get to all of them though. Because I do remember that there were certain areas where I quote unquote did get the stuff, you know. Because there's obviously 2 Santinian entrance there. And I forgot exactly which one was which. You would guess that this Santinian cave specifically would be, yeah, that's that one. So it's the other one we want. This one specifically. Yeah, because that gives you that one. But yeah, so basically when you do a really long combo, then you need to basically go through all the different areas here basically and stuff that, and like basically clear out every single area basically. So you do like a whole, you start there, you do a loop, you go to the northern section, you go there, you go into that section, you do that stuff, you go here, you go there, you know, like there's so much. You just want to make sure that you don't go to where one of the safe crystals are and stuff that, you know. You can easily get over 100 and stuff that, because yeah. But then you need to make sure that every time you see a tomato you run. Or you call and go to use the activated gambits. There's a tomato there, so we're not going to bother with that. So these enemies here, okay, good. Because this reminds me of like how there's a prison areas thing that can have like drill towers also for some reason, you know. I honestly feel like if they ever like remade Final Fantasy 8 or they do a remake of it, then I feel using like a job system like in this would actually work, in the whole license board thing and stuff that, you know. Because it wouldn't be a whole like, oh, Squall can use other weapons, right? That he would still be able to use gunblades, but then instead it would be a lot of different like gunblades that would be available. Because now, as I said, I don't care about the combo right now and stuff that, so we're gonna kill everything. Level 22, nice. Okay. So yeah, you can see it's already blocked off as early as that. And I believe this is going to be blocked off as well. You have to realize also that if you equip the thing that doubles your XP or whatever, is it possible to hit them? Wow. Actually, let's do this infuse here. Because yeah, you wanted to get to the Ambram armlet there, that was the important thing to get to. It's crazy when you think about it here, how much more I got on her. Fine, so we got basically like, we got like what? Did we even have access to 7? Because otherwise we got 30 there, we got 30 there, 30 there, so that's 90 that we could spend. Yeah. That just shows you that it's pretty insane. Because yeah, it's just that you're basically receiving double from every single one because... Oh? Oh yeah, we have been able to come here, go here before, but you cannot go down from this. What level are you, by the way, Xenoxis? You are 36. Okay, so that's interesting, yeah. Which can make it understandable why you cannot do that, for example. So that, yeah. But I think that one, the other one, is the one that actually takes you to, because I do remember that you can stumble into where that boss is fairly early on and stuff that, you know. And I do believe there is a way to kill it. I forgot if it has to do with abusing death or not. And I forgot exactly where you would find death. Because I mean, just getting it as a spell, like I mean, like even if you get the license, for example, like, what was it specifically? You need to be like what time? Not time. You need it specifically to be a red battle mage. Because it was an arcane spell. Is what it actually is. Arcane Magic 2 there. That's where Death and Dark is. Because if I look in inventory and then we look at abilities, white magics, black magics, time magics, arcane magics, here we only have dark. And I forgot if it was like combo, quote unquote, if it was dependent on your combo, like there's some other treasures also as well. If it was like, oh, if you have a high enough combo going on, then it's good. Okay, so that's Penelo at level 22 now. But yeah, the fact of it is that if most enemies are only 1 point, then basically defeating 2 enemies for other characters is the same as defeating 1 for her. Stuff that meaning if we have defeated 30 enemies, then that means for us it would count as us defeating 60 enemies, which by the way, yes, is a very, very big deal. So that they're receiving two each time license points instead of just receiving 1. It's a very big deal. Yeah, so in the original, for example, one thing that you actually wanted to do is actually try and stick with the characters as the quote-unquote default roles. Because obviously it seems like Baltier is, or Baltier, she's meant to be a knight, of course, obviously, and stuff that. So if we would go with him specifically to the Knight Square, and stuff that, because he's using Black Broadsword, but he actually starts as far as... Now the sword isn't here. That sword. The Mitchell sword is not here. Huh. That is a bit odd. So is a Mitchell sword is something that everyone can use then? It's the question, but yeah. Yeah, and I forgot if most classes can get the Geni armor or not. come over here. I forgot if we could get all of the stuff that was over here or not. But yeah, but grinding in these is actually very, very important just because of the fact that yes, you're going to spend a lot of cash and stuff like that, but yeah. Keep in mind that I haven't decided at all on what classes we are going to be yet and stuff like that, or if I'm going to have everyone be a different class or whatever, right, you know. Because I know that this class is very, very powerful and stuff like that. Like, one thing that is very good about this is, of course, is that yes, we will have pretty good magic resistance stuff that, you know. Our defense might not be the greatest and stuff that, you know, because we're not wearing heavy armor and stuff that. Like, heavy armor generally gets the most defense, but you don't get any, like, health increase on the gear that you're wearing and stuff that, but yeah. So I don't remember how rare the weapon drop is. And stuff like that, because yeah, but I'm pretty certain that they should be able to drop it, but you often have to go for like the really, really long combo in order to do so. Stuff like that, but yeah. Oh, we can kill a fish. Suit of Shimmy, yeah, that I've seen before there. Suit of Shimmy again is heavy armor, but it's heavy armor level 3. So you can see that you get strength and you get defense with it. But there's no like maximum MP or whatever from it. So that would be this. Shaman Barboten and Golden Amber Garnet. Close hand Demon Hell Meal, right? Bone Hand. Because it's always one on the. It's always the one on the left first and then one to the side. Damn. Steel Mask, Mirror Mail. Platinum Armor, Giant's Helm, Carabiner Mail. Dragon Hand, Dragon Mail. What's that? 10, yeah. And then Mage Power, Seashack, Maximilian. Grand Helm, Grand Armor. And of course, Genji stuff. So we have that now, so we can get this as well. Getting to the Amber Armor, that would be very important. But the question is, are there going to be later things that are going to be similar to the Amber Armlet, right? Is there going to be like even ones that give you even more like unarmored damage or damage dealt while empty-handed? Because I'm guessing that stacks with the effect itself, the Brawler effect. I don't know technically if there's any character that would quote-unquote count as being a monk at the start, or like that fits as being a monk. Whatever. Because I forgot what Penelo was like in the original game. Like, did she use daggers or did she actually use swords? Or whatever. That's the main question. 22, 22, 22, 24. Så should we slap it on another character? Should we slap it on Bast and just like increase max HP. You can have this go. Because this would normally be a place here where you would use round and then try and get the loot. Kogamarase, okay, that's the same thing that we're using. Yes. So we got to one extra Kogamarase there. Now, Knight is of course very, very good to have used because, you know, you can think about some of the classes like how they are in Final Fantasy Tactics and you can kind of understand, except why couldn't they have their tactics name? Like, why couldn't Samurai be Samurai? Why couldn't Ninja actually be Ninja and stuff like that instead of being like all like weird stuff, like, you know, like instead of being called Bushi, Shikari and stuff like that, because Black Mage still called Black Mage, White Mage, Ulan, you know. Or is that there? We got level 14 Wyvern. By any chance do we have a dark moat? Rosler can actually solo it for some reason. Are we actually dealing damage to it or not? Yeah, we are actually. Yeah, so that's a healing rod. His kiss is good, of course, obviously. Of course he's gonna do that, you stupid face. And you are... Warhammer, yeah, it's really, really good that we actually check these. So healing rod is and rods level 2, axes and hammers level 3. Yes, Warhammers are really powerful actually. Wow, that's a one-hander. One-hander with 42 attack. But I'm guessing maybe the class that get access to that don't get access to super good shields. But because it's the Forebreaker, right? Yeah. It's Forebreaker, axes and hammers, Warhammer and like Sledgehammer, Hammerhead. You get leather shields, bronze shields, shield, flame shield. Well, it seems like you get access to very good. Oh, you get access to hand bombs here as well. That's interesting. You get access to some heavy armor. Yes, it used heavy armor always. Yes, it is. Full bracket actually seems very, very interesting actually. So you're using... So you have the options of using like one-handed hammers. But some of the axes are also one-handed. But I'm guessing like stuff like a golden axe, for example, is one-handed, while great axe is like two-handed. Just there so you can get Heaven's Wrath. So now that we have that though, because we can only get 3, whatever it is, right? So that means now that the thing... No. Also in glow. Right, because that's the second one. 50, 75, so we need this one as well. The Melson Bolt. So she needs 30 now. Once she needs 30. Altair needs 30. She needs 30, okay. Because you want to get to the 75 one. It's crazy that you can get access to it so much earlier. Quite crazy. I know eventually we're gonna come across the elemental. It's actually in the next area where you can meet the elemental, by the way. So now we don't have Libra right with anyone, right? Because no one is equipped with the Libra thing. No, she's actually still equipped with it. But we're still using the 80% and then Cure. Of course, eventually we can use Cure as well. So that, but you cannot use it by default. Because theoretically there are some things hidden here. For example, there's Libra here, there's Shield Block here, there's 400 plus HP here, there's Magic Lore and stuff here, there's some heavy armors here, there's Brawler there, meaning you could get access to a monk style thing here. It's interesting, of course. So you could do some monk business even on the bush and stuff that. What else? Bloodsword, Kakata, Soul Eater. Oh, I don't know, of course, how long it's going to take for us to get access to the... Wasn't there any here? No. There was nothing back here. That's a bit sad. Sometimes there is, I believe. Yeah, and the elemental, by the way, you don't aggro it and stuff like that, but yeah. But I thought maybe it was that in the original you did actually automatically aggro it for whatever reason. Stuff that. Because imagine in the original, right, if you had gotten this far, basically you wouldn't have come across another save yet. And stuff that. You know, so if you were going this path now, you could of course skip that path. You don't need to take that path, of course, obviously, right? Yeah, because you could have gotten to the save point down there without going to this northern path at all, right? But you would be like, okay, like why does that path? It's the only path that looks like that, where everything is a circle that you can go to and stuff that, you know, where everything is all of this, you know, and stuff that. So you wanted her that kind of stands out. So you kind of really want to explore this, that, oh, maybe there's like really good stuff over there, you know, and stuff that, you know. Here's the thing though, you don't want to cast Libra on it, for example, if possible and stuff that, because if you do cast Libra on it, if you actually cast the spell, that actually counts aggroing an enemy if you use cast Libra on it, even from a distance. The enemy will still aggro you. Okay. Musk stick. Musk stick. And this is often, this area is also often the area where you can like inflate your numbers like really, really well. Like I forgot if you can make all of these in this area like respawn, because of the fact that the elemental is not like, you don't aggro the elemental even if you get very close to it. Yeah, so Salamander and Tight, yeah, that one is weak to water and it does reflect protecting shell. So you could quote unquote dispel it or whatever. Is that red though? No. Yeah. So you can even touch it and it doesn't care. Because it's just a friendly elemental ball, you know, and stuff that is not going to do anything. See, it's your own fault if you actually attack it and stuff that and you die to it, you know. But I'm pretty certain that it was actually aggro in the original game or whatever, that there were certain enemies that were aggressive that they have made non-aggressive. But maybe it's level dependent also as well. Herbs. I think it might have to do with that you got, for example, you made sure that you would quote unquote use a dispel. You would make sure that you would use like a dispel mote, and then you would try to basically get death on it. And I believe you can find death motes actually. So that I believe that is a thing. So Boss should be leveling much quicker than everyone else. So Ash can get... you get 350 plus health there actually. Seems to come off fine. That's a lot of good stuff you can get. And I forgot what it was that unlocked getting a second class, or if that was not until way further into the game. Because, of course, if we could quote-unquote max... Oh, a piece of magic site. Yeah, so you get why this area is so good, because there's so many enemies. And I believe you're not going to run into any tomatoes anywhere also as well. That's a lot of damage though. The 14. Now you see they're dropping 2 like Earthstone every time now and stuff like that, so yeah. And also because of the fact that yeah we have like spell casting characters, means that you can technically grind forever as long as you have people that can cast Cure. So that's yeah. Of course, one thing that would make sense that you would combine this with, for example, because this is a spell casting class. So if you choose a spell casting class, for example, like you wouldn't want to combine this with another black weapon user or whatever. You wouldn't want to combine this with Scar, for example. Instead, you would either go with Black Mage to get access to the most powerful Black Mage spell, or you would choose a White Mage to get access to like proper healing and stuff like that. You can also choose the Red Mage to get limited like Black and White, and you get Arcane of course, obviously. But you also get access to Green, like you get access to Arcane, you get access to Time, you get access to Green Magic, you get access to White Magic. And then of course you have access to Arcane Magic as well, so yeah. I mean, Black Magic 6 still gives you Tendrabe Saga, you still get Kuragan Regen and stuff like that, so yeah, you know. You can get some pretty decent shields here as well. Because you have access to maces. So yeah, that's something that makes the Red Mage actually very good, or a Red Battle Mage, that's something that makes it good actually. Then of course you have access to Time Mage. And Time Mage of course is interesting because they have access to crossbows. So that. They have actually access to heavy armor. It is a bit odd, I would say, to Time Battle Mage, because it counts as a Battle Mage, of course, obviously, yeah. But then if you go with the real White Mage, of course, you get access to more spells or whatever. You get access to Green Magic also as well. Magic 6, White Magic 8, White Magic 10. You get Arise, you get Protector, Shelga, Holy as Naga. So is that the highest? White Magic 11. Not 12 is the highest there. Oh, Tigers. Just when you White Magic. Okay, you have a great sword here actually, Claymore. Just another great sword there. So I'm guessing you combine Knight and White Mage, and then you probably get Paladin. It's what my guess is actually. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, high potion. So we will need to go over there if we want to reach that cavern area. But yeah, the fact that you can see that every time we get loot, we get basically like 2 each time, basically, of the material. So that eventually, though, once they start becoming gold. Keep in mind also the treasures are not always in the same location, that the treasure can actually change quite a bit where they are at. So yeah, I know that both of those areas have treasures that I didn't pick up last time that might be weapons and stuff. It's gonna be toads down here. Yeah, there is toads, so we used to escape. Jag har ett gammalt som dem. Used in case. I just want to see how far we can go here. There's a thing here. Sight unseen, no idea what that is. It could be a treasure though. Okay, we can go pretty far here actually. This is gonna lead somewhere. Yeah, this maybe will lead out on that place that I talked about before. That's quite a bit of damage though. Yeah. So was I sleeping or was I here? Have I Queen's keys? Yum yum yum. So let's see what enemies are those. Those are these enemies. Okay. Normally I would love to fight these. Normally, you know, most of that. Normally I would have absolutely no problem with fighting them. Can we go to the shadow shop? Okay. Yeah, so that was the only thing that was there was that turtle shell choker. I didn't see any other treasure. Oh, run, please. Now that's blocked. Wait, let me approach myself. Yeah, but there is no potion law we have picked up yet, right? For the Use glass. I'm guessing that's really the place to grind then, if you want to kill more of those enemies. Okay, then gambits. On and on. Can you fix down her? Oh, she has 2 bars now. Yeah, but that's because those are the 2 Swift bars, and those are the 2 luck limit break things. So then now they will need 75 now to get that. There's 3 so much further ahead. And the combat has been broken yet. As you saw there, we can get healing also, but sometimes the healing is also not. Sometimes the healing is HP of course, sometimes it is not. I know that there are certain of these areas where you can go down where the enemies are still the correct enemy and not like regular stuff. This is good. Because damn it. Fish. How long are you following us, Mr. Fish? Now let's go up to the place. Almost here. I can check what that was in the inventory, by the way. Out of salt. Was that a thing here? No. You weren't a weapon either. Yeah, casting with kill rather than MP with the total shell shocker. But that was not the thing we got. What was it called again? Could be an ability actually that we picked up. Yeah, sight unseen. Only available when blind. Oh, right. That's so that would mean that we would wanna be like what? Like, is it time magic? Yeah, blind is a black magic. So we need to have blind here. And then sight unseen. Who gets access to sight unseen? Is that actually a bushy skill? Here you have shades of black. Kill toss and needles, yeah, sight unseen. The question is though, does that mean that there is a thing? Does that mean that there might be a... I'm curious, right? Because you would imagine, right, that there could be an accessory that makes you blind. Or whatever, right? That, oh, equip this accessory and then you're always blinded. That's where the tomatoes are. So we're going on gambits again. Off, 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 off. Now we shouldn't have to worry here. We should just be able to loot here. After 60 gil, that was not worth it at all. That seems rather odd that that would be such a low thing. Let's see, was this any good? It's a high potion, that's a little bit better. But that's still not super amazing. So that was kind of bust a bit. Where's that other area then? Yeah, it's that area over there. If I will go to the right down there, there's an area there where there is a little bit of shade on it there. That's one of the areas, and I think that was one of the areas down there as well here. As you can see. Yeah, that's the enemies again. Or the ones that I want. On. In the uncertain areas, you don't want to turn it off on really if you get into tomato areas and stuff like that, you know, because that's all often the places with loot. I would really love to get that 100 combo going though, if possible. And the fact that a lot of these areas have like a lot of these, so that just makes it easier. And the fact that you can see that often whenever it is loot, it will just be double what it is normally, which is very powerful. Hopefully there won't be a tomato up there, whatever, right, you know, so Now they start giving us the huge ones here. 2 earth stones. And supposedly, because basically like the longer your chain is, the like higher chance you have to get certain rare pieces of loot. And it is often worth going up there and checking, because sometimes there can be loot here, sometimes it isn't, because all loot doesn't always show up in the same place. There are also the places that will usually always have loot, but then, you know, sometimes certain places show up as loot that doesn't normally show up as loot, and that means often that the loot is then going to be rare instead. So, can there be treasure down here? Because we don't want to go into the next screen yet, by the way. If I want to be serious about making a longer combo. And there's no treasure here. And of course we don't have to worry about attacking them because they're neutral enemies, or like friendly enemies rather. Right, so we want to go to the one over to the right here. And he is 23 and he has how much? 89,000k. And I know that making like a paladin is like actually very, very powerful in this. So that because technically the strongest classes in quote unquote in what do you call it, in Final Fantasy Tactics were actually certain guests, because you had both Holy Knight. Holy Knight is extremely powerful, and then like Sword Saint. Like there's an old man that's basically like a Sword Saint character that's absolutely fucking busted. But the one thing that is very easy, of course, with certain guest characters is that they absorb all the XP, leaving ramps with no XP, which is why, for example, getting like the whole tossing stone is very good, because every action you take gives you like your points and stuff, that whatever it is. So if you want to get powerful, you want to like do stupid stuff like hurting your own characters and stuff like that. And throwing stones, for example, is a way to if you know, for example, that your guest character can use solo fight, then you can use gain a bunch of like XP and like your points and stuff that just by like throwing rocks, you know, and stuff that, so yeah, you know. Messed up the combo. I forgot that there was tomatoes here, goddammit. I did not want to have to do that, but fine, we can get the loot now then. Now we have to hope that the loot is now worth it then. I mean, we are going to get a lot of cash. Either way, I feel like, you know. But yeah, but it feels sad when you... Like I use like space stuff, basic and stuff, but it's very, very annoying the fact that, oh, you want to keep this chain going, oh, then you cannot defeat these enemies and stuff like that, you know, and it's just weird. There's another one of those elementals. Is that one, that's worth 45 one. That's 48,000. But there's also another thing that allows you to actually defeat it. So that, if I remember correctly, I forgot if it's with ancient swords you can do